Alright, so the face. I built my brow system like 1, 2, 3, and I actually kind of snapped into the verts. This is a low poly face. And realistically, you want to start off low and then work your way to higher. If you haven't done any weighting before, the heavier it is, the harder it is to weight. Um, to find the center of your eyes can sometimes be difficult if you don't have the center to work off of. I can kind of go over that a little bit. But the way I named the head joints is I have a top head to kind of break it apart, but there really is no top head joint unless you want to have a joint to lift up just the top part of the head for a weird jaw opening in a sense. But if you look, everything is named H, so for head, underscore R, underscore cheek. So I have the head there for the H there for to kind of combine the entire head together to make sure for organization purposes for the component editor. So H underscore R underscore cheek is how I did it. I do, if you have teeth, I like to put one for the top and bottom teeth because it allows the animator, if the mouth opens and it just the teeth are not in the right spot, he can give it a little lift and a little just to make sure that the mouth feels comfortable when it opens. Sometimes you model it and it could have been a little bit better placement. So I like to give the animator the option to maneuver the teeth around. Tongue is simple, just straight down the middle. Keep it basic. For the lips, I have top and bottom. I'll put nostrils on, and I have a main nose one there. The eyelids, I actually put basically on the eyeball to have the pivot point work from the same spot. And you can put ears if you have horns or any interesting things coming off them that you want to move. Just put joints for them to move it. This guy didn't have ears; they were just textured on. So to find a center of something that if you didn't have a perfect circle, there's two kind of ways to do it. Kind of a cheap way to do it, quick and easy. What you do is go and create a sphere. And get that sphere lined up as best as you can. Hit all the spots, and you can kind of see I was a little off from that sphere position, but I still would have to bring it forward. So the center is not dead center, but it's pretty close. If you look at the pivot point for those joints, by doing it this technique. Or if you say have a half a circle like this, if you want to find the center, or if you even have a full circle, with the geometry in this kind of setup where it's one mesh and you can't just find the center of something, what you can do, so the center can either be from here to here or from here to here, what's in between that. So I'm going to go over parent constraint without maintain offset. So let's go to create locator, and I'm going to snap it there, scale it down, 0.1, 0.05. Duplicate it, let's move it up, snap it to the top of the eye. So in between there would be the center, which actually might be a little off. I might have actually put that in not the best spot, or the face wasn't perfectly symmetrical or something, because it looks good there. But so we got that spot, the middle would be the center. So I'm going to create one more locator, duplicate it, just kind of put it in the center here, but now I'm going to go to the hypergraph, So I have 3 locators. Rebuild, and I'm just going to call this one L for locator mid. You can name them top and bottom, but there's no point. This is really almost no point to name it this way. Let's go to constrain parent option box. Don't hold down shift control. Let's try that again. Constrain parent option box. I'm going to turn off maintain offset. Make sure everything else is left on. Select the first locator, select the mid locator, and hit apply. And now the locator is moved to that same spot. The parent constraint with maintain offset not checked on will move the object to basically its pivot. So now that pivot's there, and the left mid pivot's also there. Select the second locator, left mid, and hit apply again. And now you'll see over here locator 1, locator 2, 1 and 1, which means one has full control, the other one has full control, which technically they have half control. And there is the center of your eye. So I was actually much closer with the circle than I was with these older joints there. But they actually worked out well. When I've actually rigged this character before. I'm going to delete the parent constraint here, and there is the center of your eye. So that's one way to find the center of your eye also, because those 2 spots will be perfectly in the center. Maybe if you find the middle of those 2. Alright. And then I would like snap 3 joints in that spot. As you can see, there's 3 joints there. There's one's a little bit higher than the other. So this is the top eyelid. The middle one's the middle eyelid. The middle eyelid, the eye, and the bottom one's the bottom eyelid. So, but you can actually, when you build your controls, put all your the pivot points in the center of the eye. This helps you just kind of distinguish which joint is which, instead of they're all on top of each other. You could change the radius of each one, but I find like that's the top one, that's the eye, and that's the bottom lid. It just works out a little bit easier for me to understand. Alright. So that's the face. Make sure you do create a jaw joint in there though. If you're going to do a jaw, and the bottom lips are connected to that jaw. So that's the face, and like the naming conventions and stuff like that. Alright.